So here's a fun story about that. Like I've two more like house stories, and then I'm gonna move on to the surrounding area because the surrounding area is just fun. It's a residential area. It's a suburb of Fort Lauderdale, and it's very peaceful there, but at the same time it's one of those like creepy peaceful type things, you know? I mean, it's a suburb in Florida, what do you expect? So my last couple of stories involving the house, I've already talked about everything that's gone down in my room, because my room seems to be like the crux, the nexus. But my mom and I have problems, and she's never believed me about any of the weird stuff that's gone on in the house, but there is a story that I was present for that she does not tell because I think she doesn't believe it happened, even though she was there and it happened to her. So, my mom had this friend named Val, and Val was a smoker. And notice how I'm saying this in the past tense. I'm sure you can guess what happened. She beat cancer once, and then she just did not quit smoking, and it came back, and it got her. So, stop smoking, youth. Anyway, about 5-6 days after the funeral, my mom and I are in the kitchen, and the landline rings, and we had one of those on-the-wall kitchen phones that like kind of had a caller ID in that it told you the area code that the call was coming from, but it didn't tell you the rest of the number. And like the area code on this one was just like unknown, like we didn't recognize it. And so this was back in the day when people actually like picked up phones. And so my mom picks up the phone, and I'm standing near enough to her that I can hear what's being said. I just hear this croaky voice say, "Beth, I'm okay." And then the line went dead. And it was absolutely Val's voice. And my mom confirmed what I thought. She just looks at me and she goes, "Was that Val?" We don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. She doesn't know. We don't know. But it happened. And we were there. And we told Dad about it. And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And it was like, I kind of want to know, I want to know if he's had any weird experiences in the house, because he's lived there the entire time since like 97. So what's his story? Why do we ever really know our fathers? But I just want to know what he's seen. Like, has he seen anything weird? Tell me, Dad, please. But yeah, there's that, and then there's one that I don't talk about a lot because I've always kind of written it off as just the house being a house. But the shower used to turn on in the middle of the night when no one was home but me. Like, it would only be like when my parents, because my mom had a friend whose dad had a beach house up in Cocoa Beach, so she and Dad would go up there and just like leave me to take care of the animals. And so they'd go up and I'd be home alone and the shower would just turn on. And I would be like in my room, or in my parents' room because I had TV, or the back room in the office, and I just hear the shower go on. And my brain not remembering, because remember, brain broke, my brain not remembering that I'm the only person in the house to be like, oh, it's a little late to be having a shower, don't you think, Mom? And then I'm the only one here. It's a little late to be having a shower, Satan? Like, that was always my second thought. I was like, oh, devil's here. But, it would be like full on, not just like, the bottom taps running, no, like the psh, the top tap, like, psh, shower head, that thing. It'd be on, and it'd be like full running, and I'd be like, okay, sure, that works. And this happened like a number of times. Like, sometimes I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up and the shower was running, and I'd be like, how much is our water bill gonna be? Which is, normal for like a 15-year-old to think, right? No, but that's pretty much been it from the house. But the surrounding area has a lot going on. They're about a block and a half from my parents' house. There is this park, and it's a nice park. It's like a little exercise park. They put in exercise equipment and stuff, like bars that you can do push-ups on, and like, climbing things, just like weird little I don't know how to exercise. I don't know what any of this stuff is for. I assume it's for exercise because it's called an exercise park. And I'm like, okay. But they did this around 2005. Like, before that, it was just like a nice little park. You could walk your pets through it. You could ride your bike. You could walk around it. And it had like little paths and stuff, but it wasn't like expressly meant for exercise. It was just like a little park. And then in 2005, the energy changed. Like, I know that's such a 2020 thing to say, that the vibes were off, but the vibes were atrocious. But the energy did change. I don't know if the construction company that was like doing all the remodeling took something out or put something in, but just the surrounding area just felt off during one part of the year. During the height of summer, from like the end of June through the beginning of August, I just did not fuck with that park. Absolutely not. Would not go near it, would not walk through it, would not ride my bike near it, hated it. Which kind of sucked because it also was the closest, you had to go near it to get places, and I just hated it. I hated it, and I couldn't explain it for the longest time. So in 2006, my neighborhood, which just chock full of alcoholics, and Trump supporters, like, God, what? I mean, I say that now because now I know they are Trump supporters, but like, at the time, it's like, you would not think people this heavily into margaritas would be Trump supporters in this day and age. But anyway, so my neighborhood threw a block party, and I invited a couple of friends because I was 16 and all the other children there were children, with the exception of the guys that lived on either side of me, and I did not hang out with those guys. They were the worst. So I invited friends, including the guy I was seeing. And we hung out, got sunburnt, got food. He and his friend tried to convince me to nix some alcohol, and I was like, no, you have to drive. I've been a buzzkill my entire life. But no, so after dark, after the fireworks had started, we decided to go on a walk, and it was me, my best friend, the guy I was seeing, and his best friend. And so we just walked up and down. We easily walked like 5-10 miles in just loops. And we walked all around, and it was like foggy out because the humidity was at 1,000%, which meant that none of the smoke would dissipate from the fireworks. So just it became a thick fog everywhere we went. And like, I want to contribute this to the spooky atmosphere because, it's a summer night, fireworks are going off, it's the 4th of July. But then we walk past the community center, across the street, past the library, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, don't like this vibe. But I got bullied into walking more because they just thought I was tired. I'm like, I'm not tired. Don't like this area. So, this next portion is called I Don't Remember This Happening. This was told to me later. So we get to the entrance of one side of the park. And I walk through the little, gate area, the gate hole area, and then I just start running. I just run, like Captain America, perfect form running, until I reach the other side of the park. And I don't run ever. Ever. I am fat. I have big boobs. And I have ankles of glass. I don't run. But I ran. And the 3 people I was with could not understand what was going on because they're like, Nova doesn't run. So, a full 10 seconds pass before my friend starts running after me, and when she catches up to me, I'm standing stock still, right before the exit of the park, just standing there. And she, I'm not even out of breath. She comes over and she's shaking me as she's she's like, wake up, are you okay? And it isn't until she slaps me in the face that I just fall to the ground. And when I come to, I'm in the bed of my boyfriend's truck with all of them arguing outside of the truck about whether or not to get my parents. Apparently, the 3 of them just straight up carried me the block and a half home. And I don't remember anything after a certain point, and they're just telling me about what happened, and I'm like, are you sure I ran? I actually have 2 other stories involving the park, but we're catching up on 15 minutes here again, and I don't want it to be so long. So, part 2 of the park, maybe.